Hey, girl, hey.
Hey.
It's the Single Mommy Hustle.
Yes.
We are here once again on another lovely Thursday on this pink and purple month edition of the Single Mommy Hustle. Yes. Yes. I love it. So I just get so excited every week, right? I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited when I have people around me that I know and love and trust. Okay. And so this week for Pink and Purple Month, we have a very special guest. And I also have an extremely special guest co-host in the building, Miss Carla Goddard.
Hey.
Yes. So we have been doing this thing for almost a month now. This is episode 9, and we have gotten a lot of great responses. But when I posted that we were having this amazing, often outstanding, phenomenal, everywhere she goes, she's phenomenal.
Yes.
Yes, when I posted this flyer, I started getting inboxes, text messages, and calls from several different states. I don't know what kind of fan club this lady has, but she obviously does not know the people that are excited for her to be on tonight. And I'm excited too. So without further ado, let me pause. Let me give a shout out to my regular co-hosts, LaShawn and Jessica, who are not here tonight, but they had some extenuating circumstances, and that's okay. You know, the show must go on, as they say. But so our amazing guest tonight is the Commander, Sonia J. Russell, from Detroit Police Department's 9th Precinct. I love her so much. I really do. She is the bomb. And
Good evening, everybody.
You can't take it. You can't take me.
She ready.
No, I can't.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I'm being honest. You know, I'm really being honest. Like, I really got a lot of feedback from people who were like, oh, my God, I got to see what she's going to talk about. Last year at the 9th Precinct, when me and you linked up to do our Domestic Violence Awareness Month event, and you did the first domestic violence squad car, so many people in different states were blown away. They were like, oh, my God, our police department here in Texas and Tennessee, you know, all these different states, they were like, oh, my God, we don't get that type of support. So shout out to you, like in real life.
Definitely.
I appreciate that. You know, domestic violence is such a huge problem, specifically for law enforcement. It's something we encounter every day. We average about 59 police runs every day that deals with domestic violence. And so when we talk about the month of October, I mean, you know, breast cancer awareness is also important, but so is domestic violence awareness and making sure that, you know, people are getting the assistance they need, you know, for the survivors. That's what's important. And for them to know that law enforcement, the police department is here to support just that mission.
You already got fans chiming in talking about, yay, that's my commander. Who was that? Miles who? Look,
See?
I'm telling you, she a rock star out
It didn't
here.
take long.
Like instantly, as soon as I shared the live, it was like, yay, that's my commander. I was driving here tonight and I said to myself, I said, you know, I enjoy working at the 9th Precinct. Everyone who knows me knows how much I really enjoy working at the 9th Precinct in that position that I had. And working with Captain Williams, Keith Williams. And he was just awesome by itself. But when I came back from medical and I met you and you were like, hey, you know, how are you? I heard great things. What we gonna do? Let's get busy. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she's serious. So it was really cool to get to know you. I was very scared, and I know you probably have heard some portion of this, but I was very scared as a survivor coming into the police department all together. because of my own circumstances and feeling like I had been re-victimized by the police department. But I was more curious than scared to find out what actually happens, for a survivor at the police department. And people had told me, oh, baby, you going to the red zone. The 9th precinct ain't no joke. You're going to see some everything. It's going to be scary. I was like, okay. I went and got my hair done. I had some bright red curls and some waves on the side. I was cute. Yeah. I'd be cute. Yeah. But I saw a lot. Like on the first day, I thought I was being punked. I was like, did they really just send this person back here? Like, this has got to be a joke. Like, I got a phone call from the front desk, and they were like, okay, so we have a survivor here for you, but before we send them back, I just want you to know, we are on alert. We are on standby. I was like, what? Like, this is the very first person. But so just getting acclimated to the culture in 48205 and whatever other zip codes are on the east side, because I have no clue. But in the 9th precinct, it was amazing. And getting to know the officers at the 9th precinct was just, I have no words. I'm really lost for words when I talk about just the love and dedication there. And then getting to know you and seeing the leadership. Like, as the captain, when I met her, she was the captain at the 9th precinct. And so just seeing how she ran that ship effortlessly and seamlessly, everybody got in line. And I was like, I'm ready, like, how do I sign up? How do I sign up to be a part of this? And I never wanted to be a police officer. All my family is thugs and criminals. I don't know about that. But
the 9th precinct is unique. There's so many facets that go on in 9th precinct. You got to deal with crime. You're dealing with the community. You're dealing with the officers. You're dealing with the busyness. But it's a great, great precinct. The officers there do a phenomenal job.
They do.
Supervisors are great. They're always in the street. They're always trying to help people. We're very busy. One of the busiest in the city, but they just do some phenomenal work there. The case closure, anything we got to work on is just every day it's a new adventure. And I like a challenge, and I definitely love the 9th precinct and the people that work there. And that's why I think that, morale is really high, because for me, it's like the closest thing in my heart is making sure that the officers and supervisors are happy, because it is a busy precinct, because it is a stressful place. It can be, because it's overwhelming, for the amount of runs that we get and the amount of citizens we encounter. But we're committed to the job. Everybody there is loyal, and it's just a great precinct.
I agree. So beyond all of my banter, we did some phenomenal work together. I toot my own horn. Toot toot. So working there as the domestic violence advocate and writing PPOs and sending referrals for wraparound services for 6 months. We were able to do some great things and accomplish a major amount of success in a short amount of time. But the highlight, as Jay-Z says, grand opening, grand closing. Mm-hmm. I came in kicking it in the door. And then with your help for Domestic Violence Awareness Month, which was the end of my contract, you were like, I want to do something for DV Month. And we put together the Partnership to Peace brunch and Partnership to Peace walk. Thanks, Miles.
So that was huge. It was huge because it was like our first real event. I got to the 9th precinct in September 2019, and I hit the ground running, and we were ready. And the Partnership to Peace walk was great. Meeting the domestic violence survivors. It was just really a heartfelt, genuine luncheon. It was really good. Just to see all the women opening up about their past, looking for, what they should do next and how do they move on, and hearing some of the courageous stories for the women who are domestic violence survivors. It was just very touching, very genuine.
Yes. And so I invited St. Carla. Well, let me just back up. So, Commander Russell, I always in public call you by your title. But in private, I be calling you Captain Girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Look, Carla gonna say, mm-hmm. So, but Carla actually was our keynote speaker as a survivor. I won't talk about all of the things that she survived. That's up to her if she wants to share. But Carla, I invited you here because I wanted you to share a little bit about what we did last year and just give Commander Russell her roses while she's here.
Yes. Excuse me. So, Commander, I think I shared a little bit with you about how I appreciated the fact that you did hit the ground running and you were able to make a difference in your jurisdiction. So we appreciate that as a whole. But one of the things that it did for me was it made me more comfortable with helping women. And, you know, we always had this fear that the police were against us. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that you did was made it public, and you brought it out that, no, we are actually here to help. So I want to appreciate you for that, because you did hit the ground running and you made things happen like lightning. So it wasn't a delay. Mm-hmm. You know, you just was like, let's do this, let's get it. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. I appreciate that. Absolutely.
Yes.
And behind the scenes at the actual Partnership to Peace brunch, some people were triggered. You know, when we do domestic violence work, you never know what will trigger a survivor. Mm-hmm. But it was people in the hallway that were crying. And I don't know if you know, because you were driving the ship, you know, but I was just there to assist. And one lady really had a whole moment, and some officers came out. You know, she wanted to pray, and some officers came out and wrapped their arms around her and hugged her and prayed with her and let her know that it was okay. And she was like, I'm sorry, you know, because she started getting nervous when the officers came out, you know. But they were like, oh, no, it's good. Like, I'm still a human being behind this shield. And I thought that was one of the most powerful things with the Partnership to Peace brunch, was bridging that gap between the police department, service providers, and survivors all in one room, to hold each other accountable and learn each other and love on each other with respect. So that was just mind blowing. We did that, girl. Ow.
Yes.
We did, and the food was great.
Yeah.
Look, so this lady right here, she was like, I do event planning, so I already know what to do. I got the recipe, and I love people like that, because it's one thing if you don't know the recipe to success, then you all over the place. Yeah. But she knew exactly what we need to do. So you got to have this. Let's do it. So even now today, when I talk to her, I always end our conversation like, what you want me to do? So what you need from me? Because I'm ready. Because I know that that's someone I can follow. And I'm an alpha female, as she says, A-types. But you have to be able to fall up under someone sometimes. And she's a person that I can trust to follow. She's a person that I know will not steer us to crash and burn, you know. So I'm always like, so what now what? What you want me to do? Yeah. You know, but I just love her to pieces. So talking about women in leadership in this Pink and Purple month. So when you designed or were a part of the fleet department, and her story is phenomenal, Carla. I know we probably don't have enough time, but just her rise in the rankings in the police department is just amazing. But when you decided that, you know, we needed to do some social justice awareness around breast cancer, because that was the first car, right? Was the breast cancer car?
Yep. So the first car was breast cancer awareness. I actually was in another state, and I was at the airport. And as I was going to the airport, I saw the department had a breast cancer awareness car. I was like, I looked, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. So when I came for the airport, just like, you know how crazy I am, because I get an idea, I run with it. So as soon as I came for the airport, I literally ran to the AC's office like, I need money. I want to do this. I want to do this breast cancer awareness car. He's looking at me like, what are you talking about? Like, no, like, we're not doing that. I was like, no, listen, we really need to do this. And let me tell you why. We can raise money, and we can give it to people in the department that's affected by it, in the community, and this would be great. He said, you know what? I'm going to let you run with it. Go ahead and do what you need to do.
Wow.
Get some designs and bring them back to me. And he supported that mission. And so it turned out good, right? And we were able to raise $5,000 the first year, and we partnered with the American
That's
Cancer
amazing.
Society.
That's amazing.
Phenomenal representative for the American Cancer Society every year for the department. And so we've been doing breast cancer awareness for 3 years. I always go to their luncheon as well. I go to their luncheon.
Can I
and
go
it's
with
like,
you next time?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's like a survivor lunch. It's really powerful to hear their testimony. It's really good, and I have a good time. And I just really enjoy designing the cars. That's one of the things I loved about fleet was actually doing fleet designs. I found myself liking it, so it turned out pretty good.
What do you like about it most? Because the designs are just so cool. Like when we sat together last year designing the DV car, just seeing all the different mock-ups, I was in tears. Like, this is so cool. Yeah. This is so beautiful. And she was like, girl, just wait. We're going to put a little splash of this right here. I was like, okay. Yeah. So what do you like about it most? Actually seeing it in person or the actual?
I just like the moving parts of creating stuff.
Okay.
Like, and I think that's what I really enjoy about catering and event planning. I like putting pieces together. I like, decorating plates. I like putting decorations on the table. It's something about putting pieces together and just making it, finishing a project. Something about that it's a challenge for me.
Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, I loved the car for domestic violence last year.
Yes, we were trying to drive it.
We were. I was going to steal it. I'd have been locked up. Like, how's the DV advocate in jail for stealing the car? But
I didn't know what I was going to do with that red car. It was like, that was the only car available, and
it was so hot,
my brain put purple and red together, and it ended up working out.
I mean, it worked out so perfect with the stop domestic violence on the tail. It just worked out perfect when we talked about, survivors that are still surviving and in honor of those that we lost, so red representing like the bloodshed, because it was just phenomenal. But every moment of seeing that car, every time we were together and we saw that car, I mean, it did something to me. It gave me a charge to keep doing more, in our community. Commander Russell does so much more, though. So it's beyond DV and, breast cancer. Like, she loves on the seniors. She's like, I want to do bingo night, and I want to do this. And so she just comes up with all these amazing ideas, and she just gets things done. And I love it. I love it. She loves the community. She loves people. She's a people person. And I just love it. How can you not get behind somebody like that? You know what I mean? I say you should just run for mayor.
Yes.
No. No.
We would help
Not
you.
There. No.
So
I appreciate the love, though.
Yeah, with all of that being said,
it's a good place.
The red car was dope as fuck. The red car was dope. I had to say it with emphasis. But when I came to the unveiling, thank you so much for the invite. Mm-hmm. When I came to the unveiling of this year's car, I was like, excuse me, sir, you're in my vehicle.
My car.
Are you the valet?
Yeah.
That mug is so hot. It's just all black with everything purple and white. It is amazing. And I'm like, does it have purple lights? It was
now,
so cool.
We couldn't find purple lights. But, me and Captain Johnson, and I'd be remiss, we kind of sat down and I would run stuff by him like, what you think about this? I want to put this on it. And we kind of worked it together, and it just came out great,
It did.
So Captain Johnson helped me out, too. He did a great job.
Captain Johnson, because it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Like, oh, that's the breast cancer car. It's cute. But look at that DV car. Yeah. That was black and purple. Okay? I loved it. I love it. I still love it. I can't wait to see it again. And I'm going to get in the driver's seat. Y'all just make sure the key's not in there. Yeah. So.
We will.
So we will. So as a woman in leadership, in this type of field that you chose, what made you choose to be, in the police department? I never asked you that.
So, originally when I graduated from college, because I went to school first, and I had a bachelor's in criminal justice. And so the idea that I always want to do is be a parole probationary agent or either go to law school. Mm-hmm. and the state was on a hiring freeze, so I couldn't get hired to the state. And so I decided to go to, go to career fairs, and I kind of ran into the feds there and the Secret Service, and I had a couple of interviews, and they was like, maybe you should get some law enforcement experience first, because, in college, of course, you had credit. And so, I was like, yeah, that's pretty, I'll think about it. And I went to a career fair, and their DPD was, and I filled it out, and I was like, oh, okay, and I kind of walked away like, let's see what happens. And they called me, and I went through the process, and got on the job and fell in love with it. But growing up as a child, just always wanted a job that I could help people, more community oriented, just a lot to do with, the upbringing. And that's kind of what I always wanted to do.
You get a lot of love. We did some phenomenal work within this last week together. And I had the opportunity to sit and talk with Antoinette James. And she said, I just love her. She said she is just a leader of leaders. She said, I just love her so much. She said, anything she asked me to do, I will most definitely do it. And I was like, girl, you get out my head. So
no, I appreciate that. It's very flattering to hear from other women. I have a lot of women mentees, believe it or not, on the department, and sometimes it's just overwhelming to hear other women looking for advice or looking for guidance, and it's just always overwhelming. It's very flattering.
Yeah,
so I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of hard. You get that weird thing where either women hate you or they respect you. Being a woman in a position of power, it's a weird thing. Sometimes you can find a good balance, and sometimes it's like, Lord help me,
Yeah, you get a little bit of both. I mean, you get a little bit of both. One thing I pride myself on is I've had a lot of experience. I've had a lot of opportunity on the Detroit Police Department. Chief Craig has done a phenomenal job with letting me have a lot of career advancement and building processes, and it's so much I've done on this department, and it's been a lot to learn, and it was really good for me, and it's great for my resume. And so I feel very comfortable being in a leadership role because of the different assignments I've had throughout my career and the amount of responsibility I was entrusted by the administration. And I owe that all to Chief Craig and assistant chiefs and other people that's mentored me. It's been a great career.
I think Chief Craig is just awesome all by himself. He's just awesome. Like when he came here, he just literally was like, oh no, we ain't playing. We ain't playing with you, Detroit. It was like, but I'm going to just say this. What makes me laugh about Chief Craig is when I watch the press conferences and people ask dumb questions. He be like, I'm sorry, did you have a question? He will shut you down real quick and politely, eloquently. Because whatever the announcement was a few days ago, I chimed in and he was talking and he said, the man kept asking the same question. He asked the question 3 times. Chief Craig was like, I'm sorry, did you have a question?
What are you trying to get?
Because I think I already answered that. And I was like, tell him again, Chief. But he is so cool. He is so cute, too. Last year, he wore his purple shoes to our event. And then this year, when I was able to attend the unveiling, he came out with his DPD breast cancer shirt. He was like, y'all like my shirt?
He was representing.
I was like, I love it. You looking good, Chief. He is just amazing. And I see great things in his future. I pray for him often and everyone up under him. Another thing I wanted to talk about was that being at the 9th Precinct, I noticed that the officers there were very young. They were very young.
They are.
They are. They were very young, but I think that's a great thing because that means they're coachable.
Yeah.
They're in a place to really learn, to really truly learn and grow and be able to or excel and have success. But they asked me a lot of questions. They would come in and ask me a lot of questions about their DV runs, and I appreciated that. I thought that was phenomenal. That says a lot that they genuinely care and they want to do more. I always refer to myself as Batman. Batman, not Batgirl or Batwoman. Batman.
So we do have a very young police force. at the ninth precinct. Our top seniority, is very young, and they are learning, and they are very inquisitive about learning their job, which is good. And we make sure that we keep them trained up, train them as much as we can. I try to do training every month for them and make sure they're getting roll call training daily because they are young. And a lot of times too, like what we found is that people are driving later in life now. Like it's not like when we turn 16, we want our license. Now today they got Ubers and they don't have to drive. So coming onto the job and, some people don't have a history of driving for a long period of time. So that's something they have to learn as well, as to be a police officer. And sometimes you encounter chases and traffic stops. And so those things you have to be comfortable with and be safe. So just a lot of training and educating and make sure that we're explaining and answering their questions. And I always tell them, when they first get to number 9, I sit down and me and the captain have a 2-hour discussion with them about the precinct, about what to expect, and make sure they're safe. And if they, ask us anything, there is no dumb question. You ask whatever you want and we'll answer. But the biggest thing for me, like I said, is morale. Making sure that the officers are safe and make sure they get what they need because that's important.
That is.
If you're good to people, your people will be good to you.
That's what's up. I felt very safe there. That's good. Because just like I said, they were asking me. I could ask them questions. Yeah. We could have a very transparent dialogue. The community policing department at the 9th precinct, amazing. Hands down. Yeah, they do a lot. They love the kids. They love the community. Ceasefire. I had an opportunity to ride with Commander Russell to a meeting that they had. And, these are real people. I think it's amazing that you can get a group of people that are like-minded in one building that are really there to protect and serve. Yeah. So shout out to DPD, 9th Precinct.
9th Precinct.
Yeah. So moving forward, SMH, our SMH moment. Commander Russell, what was your SMH moment this week? Our SMH moment is anything that happened in the past week that made you shake your head, made you cry, laugh, think a little harder. We've got so much going on in this world. Wouldn't pry into your personal life at all, but anything that made you SMH this week, you give the share.
So we had a critical accident, and it was an accident that occurred on Gratiot East Side Drive, and it was a 3-year-old that was critically injured, and the child ended up passing away.
Wow.
Very tough, regular accident, asphalt accident. Child was in a car seat, but unfortunately, he had internal damage to his body, and the child ended up passing away, and just really heartfelt moment for the parents. It was really hard for them. And, the child was only 3, and that was just really, really sad. Yeah. And I just wish that there was more that we could have did for them with losing a 3-year-old child. And so one of the things I'm committed to is improving Gratiot Avenue because, of course, everybody drives on Gratiot like it's a freeway, and it's not. So we're going to work hard to really improve Gratiot Avenue, because we have a lot of accidents that occur there. And so, that's what I want to do, and that's what I'm committed to for that reason.
I love it. Thank you. It's been so many kids getting harmed in motor accidents with people speeding and or being reckless in their driving. It's just been ridiculous. One of my good friends, Little Willie, his grandbaby died, little girl. Yeah. With a traffic accident. It was crazy, but it's just sad. And so I help people establish their block clubs, and now they've put this big push out for speed humps. Yeah. And I think it's really needed now because I don't know what's going on. Yeah. We are really seeing people act crazy behind these wheels. I don't know. I don't even want to say what I think it is. But y'all got this extra money, invest in something. Stop going to buy these little cars and hitting the gas and drinking and driving recklessly because, my cousin, I helped her get her block club started, and they didn't buy, but they they got all of the signs on their street that say slow down, kids playing here, under 25 miles per hour, and people still fly down the street. You know, and I was actually outside of her house, and a squad car had rolled by, and I had flagged them just to talk and say hey, because I'm weird like that. And I was talking to one of the female officers, and this guy flew up the street like he was gonna hit her. She was in full uniform. Yeah, and she was badass though. She threw her hands up like, "What up though? Like you gonna hit me?"
Wow.
You know, I think what precinct is that on Nevada?
Number 11.
Okay, 11. So they came out of 11. That's where I was at in that area. But you know, we were talking about something that happened kind of weird in that area, and as she was talking to me outside of my car, this guy just like flew up like he was gonna hit her, and she turned around like, bro, like really? He revved his engine, and I didn't know it was all the
What
people.
they did is that the city has put a lot of speed bumps around parks and schools for child safety. That's where they put the speed bumps first. And now they're trying to expand to other areas of the neighborhood. But I am very concerned about speeding and going up and down the residential district because what I learned in my community was that I have an autistic children population. So there was a street I was on it, and they put a sign up, like they made it themselves, that autistic children were on the block. You know, and they feared them being outside and playing. And so, of course, we got a new sign for them. You know, they didn't have to make one; we just get one, and we had one order. But you know, those type of things are very concerning to me. You know, being a commander number 9 is not just about violent crime; it's about the quality of life issues.
That's real.
It's about community engagement. It's about community partnerships. It's about looking out, for my elderly citizens. You know, it's a lot that goes on. You know, we got ATVs. It's just a lot that happens all the time. So.
And where she lives,
I try to think about everything.
And where she lives, there's a school on her street. There's a rec center up the street. So everything that you're saying is like, come on, you know that kids live in this area. You know what I mean? But Commander Russell, we got a question in our live feed. Do you have any advice for women and or men dating on the internet in these times of COVID? I'll repeat it if you need me to.
No, I heard the question. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Oh, wow. So what advice would I do? Well, I've never done online dating, so it's really challenging for me. That's why I'm sitting here thinking. But I get it. I know that there's been a lot of people who've done online dating and been very successful. I don't even understand how the process works. But
either.
Just other people that I know have done it. You know, some people have been successful, but a lot of people have not. So it's kind of half and half. I've heard different stories. I heard great stories and not so great stories. So I guess it just depends on how you feel about meeting somebody through the internet and hoping that it's true, everything they're telling you online, and that it's not something else when you actually meet them in person.
So I'm semi-petty.
Go ahead.
Do you think we should create like a Carfax type thing for online dating?
I want them to be very safe with online dating. That would be my advice. Be very safe.
Be careful.
Thank you. Well, she was saying she's thinking in terms of meetups.
Public places.
Oh, so yeah, it's been a couple of times where, so I'm a little nervous about that. And the reason why I'm nervous about that is that we've had incidents, with people meeting up and then, bad things have happened to them, like they've been assaulted or they've been robbed. So I feel very bad about, not good about online dating and meeting up.
St. Carla, did I ask you about your SMH moment?
No, you didn't.
St. Carla, what's your SMH moment this week?
My SMH moment the last couple of days has definitely been our president. I know it's not a political show. I know that. I know this is not a political show. No politics discussed.
He a whole fool.
My SMH moment this last week has been everything he has said. Every accusation, every lie, every conniving comment has been an SMH moment for me.
It's true because I just can't understand how you got COVID for 24 hours. And I'm gonna just drop the mic on that.
Yeah.
You got COVID for 24 hours. And so,
What was your SMH moment? Did you give us yours?
no, I did not. I'm glad you asked. So, I swear I need a reality TV show.
I believe you. We should. Miles? No.
Look, Miles, what's your SMH moment? I had an SMH moment, but it made me smile.
Okay.
So I like to cook, and I made a video on Facebook today.
What did you cook?
I made turkey casserole.
Yes, from Granny Frank.
From Granny Frank.
Okay.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. So my grandmother, God rest her soul, she passed away from COVID this year. I'm a granny's baby. She, the rule is you can't turn your heat on till October. Mm-hmm. But that really means like October 31st.
So October.
Yeah, October, like November in real life. But so what you do is you find ways to knock the chill off. You cook. And I found myself, even though I don't eat carbs, I found myself yesterday making my grandmother's turkey casserole. And so I made it, and I can't eat it because it has egg noodles in it. But I took a plate to my uncle who is sick and shut in. Mm-hmm. And when I got there, so every week I take him food. So when I got there, he came outside. He said, "Erica, that cabbage spaghetti you made, it was the bomb."
The cabbage spaghetti.
Remember the cabbage spaghetti
Yes.
I made? So I made cabbage spaghetti a few weeks ago. Instead of using noodles, I substituted cabbage, and I cut it in ribbons. Mm-hmm. And my uncle said, he lit up. He said, "Oh, that spaghetti was so good." I said, "It wasn't spaghetti noodles." He said, "What? You got to make me some more." And that just warmed me up on the inside. And I was like, "Granny Frank, I got you. I'm going to take care of your baby and make sure that he has." And I said, "Well, I made turkey casserole." He was like, "You did?" I said, "Yep." And I made chicken chili, and I made a vegetable medley, and it's all in the bag. He was like, "Oh, this going to last." I was like, "Don't let it just last. Like, let me know if you need something." Yeah. So that was pretty cool, kicking it with my uncle. Oh, man.
So that was your SMH?
That was my SMH moment.
That's
it made me
good.
shake my head.
That's good.
Enjoy, though.
Yeah, that's good.
It was. I love my Uncle Marcus. Shout out to my Uncle Marcus.
Yes, Uncle Marcus.
My mom was the only girl of 7. So I have all uncles. And on top of my granny's children that she birthed, she also adopted like 7 more. Mm-hmm. So I have so many uncles. Yeah. And I love them all. I do. Not everybody calling me like, I was crying when I seen you post a picture of the turkey casserole. Can I get some? So before I got here, today was crazy. I ran around all day. I voted today. Vote early. I went and voted on the boulevard. And then I dropped off my uncle's stuff. And then I went and got my eyelashes and my eyebrows done. And then I went and got my hair done. Mm-hmm. And then I went to the grocery store because I knew the other uncles were going to ask me for a pan of turkey casserole.
Of course.
Commander Russell, I know you be throwing down in the kitchen. What you be cooking, girl?
I cook a little bit of everything.
I know you do.
Yeah, I cook a little bit of everything. I do most of the holidays with my family. Me and my sister share them. So this time of year, though, it's kind of my holiday season right now with all the majors, Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up.
Mm-hmm. And y'all do it pretty big for Thanksgiving and Christmas, right?
Oh, yeah. I know how to cook, yeah.
She said, "Oh, yeah, I know how to cook."
We coming over.
I couldn't. Last year, I tried to make it for her family, but I wasn't driving because I was still sick. Yeah. And I just could not make it. I was so hurt. My girls were hurt. My daughters love Commander Russell. They really do.
I love cooking. I cook for the officers in the precinct, and I do, weddings and different events. And since I've been promoted, though, I haven't had a lot of time to commit to it, but I love it when I do it.
That's what's up. So, can I get an invite this year again? I'm putting you on the spot.
She said no.
No.
She said no.
I was
Of
going to be her
course
plus
you can.
one.
No, of course,
Of course
you
you
can.
can.
That's my
course
girl.
you
I
can.
do.
Yes.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Because I don't want to cook. Because my granny gone. So that means I got to cook.
Yeah.
But I don't want
Yeah.
to. I'm going to escape with you.
That's fine.
That's what's up. So another thing that we do here on the Single Mommy Hustle is our wind down moment. Our wind down is a play on words, WINE. And we want to know in the last week, considering, your position and all that you do, how do you wind down? What's in your cup? How are you filling your cup? What do you do to fill your cup literally or figuratively? How do you do self-care?
So I work out.
Mhm.
I like to go to the gym. And I go to the gym probably like 4 times a week. And I make sure I get that done. Another thing I do is I go to church, of course, every Sunday online. I started doing it online because now COVID, you don't have to go out. So there's no excuse not to be, doing worship. So, of course, I do that. That's always good. A lot of times I just like to just chill, glass of wine.
That's what's up.
So
What wine do you like?
Cabernet
Oh,
or
good.
Riesling.
I
Cabernet
can't,
or Riesling.
I can't get with Riesling. It's too sweet. It's still in that Moscato-ish family. But I like
Yeah,
a
you gotta
good
have that. You
Cabernet.
gotta have that moment.
St. Carla, what's your wind down moment this week?
My wind down is long drives. So, I live in Howell. So, whenever I finish whatever I have to do, driving, that just totally relaxes me. From the time I get on the road until the time I pull in the driveway, I'm a totally different person.
That's what's up. But what's in your cup, though?
And my cup is sweet tea from McDonald's. I always get a sweet tea with
Hold your
light
cup
ice.
up in the camera so they can see it.
Yes. Sweet tea with light ice. I'm totally addicted to McDonald's.
That's not okay.
McDonald's sweet tea. And yes, I don't drink, so I don't have anything to.
Well, I'm drinking for we. I'm
you
drinking
drinking
for
for us.
Yeah,
Okay.
for we.
So I don't have anything to. I don't like my mood or my mind altered, so I've never been a person that drank. So
I don't think my mood and my mind be altered. I'm always a
don't?
fool.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well then. Okay. So yeah, my wine is sweet tea. Need to drink more water, but it's sweet tea.
What's in my cup this week?
What's in your cup this week?
Can you see that, Miles? Oh, wait. Let me back up.
There it is.
Yeah, but
Look, there it is.
another SMH moment was me and Elise and her cousin went to the apple orchard.
Oh, that's so much fun.
We did. We went to Blake's.
Yeah.
And she wanted to celebrate her cousin's birthday early. Today is Jayla's birthday.
Happy birthday, Jayla.
Happy birthday, Jayla. And she wanted to do the spooky stuff.
Oh, she did.
She did. She wanted to do the spooky stuff. And I was like, girl, I don't be doing scary stuff. I can't even watch a scary commercial. Like, so we did the Spookyville or Spooky Land, the Haunted Barn, the Haunted Hayride, and the Zombie Paintball.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, they making money. I need a cider mill.
Yeah.
You see my face? They making big money on the cider mill.
They are.
Blake's,
Mm-hmm.
shoot. The tickets, you had to buy them in advance.
Yeah.
Then so the combo ticket for everything was like $45 per person. Yeah, pause for effect.
Yeah, because they know that there are no other activities that you can really do.
Yeah.
Right now.
But they didn't even give us like a complimentary little pumpkin.
Donut or nothing, huh?
Nothing.
Wow.
So we got there and they were all amped up. I did one scary thing. I went in the barn. I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm sitting down. I'll wait on y'all to come out.
Yeah.
They did karaoke, so I was watching the people sing karaoke, and I enjoyed that because I love karaoke. And then they went and did the festivities, and I went and got food, and then I went and sat in my car and warmed up because it was cold, and I wasn't expecting that. And then we all did the corn maze.
Mm-hmm.
I left them kids in the corn maze so fast.
Did you do the hayride?
I didn't do the hayride.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't do any of the extra stuff. But I left those kids in the hayride. I mean, in the corn maze.
Child abuse.
I child abuse, if that's what it's called, that's what it was. Because we
Child
got like
abandonment.
10 steps in, and I had a whole flashback from Children of the Corn. I was like, I'm out. And I turned around and ran. And they was behind me like, Mom, wait. Nah, bump that. I ain't dying in no corn maze. I wasn't raised for that. So we did that and we had a good time. But my wind down this week is I'm drinking for we. It's been a heavy week. 1738
Yeah.
and ginger ale.
So what's that called? Is that called is there a name for that or just
I don't think it's a name for that.
okay?
I just do what I do. I do me. So Commander Russell, are you still there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm still here, ma'am.
Ma'am. Are you laughing at me secretly?
Yes, ma'am, I am. Yes. So let's talk about, you want to talk about our domestic violence event we doing next week?
Let's do that. What we doing?
So the Ninth Precinct is adopting a domestic violence survivor. And she stays in my precinct. I wanted somebody that stayed in 48205. And, of course, we got somebody in 48205. Thanks to you, Erica.
Thank you.
And we're looking very forward to it. We're going to do a caravan. We'll go over to her house, and we're going to serenade her and her children with gifts and things that she needs.
Yeah.
One of the things she asked for is a Ring doorbell system. So we're going to get her that and get it installed so that she feels safe, make sure she's able to stay safe in her house with her kids.
Yes.
I can't.
That just reiterates the fact that you are totally the bomb.
Totally the bomb.
So
I appreciate that.
yes.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it because we mean it. And
yeah, we want to do something different, like
some
we did
big,
the walk
some
last
bold.
year.
We did that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next.
Top that.
I love it. So when we were brainstorming about it, I was like, I got a couple survivors that I'm working with now.
Yeah.
And this young lady is amazing. She put both feet in. She did the work.
Yeah.
She is really climbing and clawing her way out
That's good.
of her circumstance. And I respect it. I really do. And she has the cutest kids.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, cute.
Yeah.
Cuticle as cuticle can be. So I'm excited to see her response. And I've just been telling her, like, we got to do one last meeting.
Yeah.
It's killing me not to tell her because I love her so much. Like, I really got attached to this girl because when I helped her with her credit education, so financial empowerment is really important during, with a domestic violence survivor.
Yes.
Because domestic violence survivors primarily stay due to financial reasons. And so working with her, one of the biggest things that she was serious about was cleaning her credit, repairing her credit, and she's young. She's 10 years younger than me. She didn't have a lot on her credit, but she was serious about understanding what credit is and then understanding business credit. And I was like, come on, you on board. Like, you serious.
Yeah.
And everything that I gave her, she was like, okay, I did that. Like, it wouldn't even be a day. A lot of people drag their feet, but she did a lot of work. And so for the 9th Precinct to celebrate her, honor her, and surprise her, this is huge. Yeah. We have never seen this in Detroit. Yeah. I'm talking like Donald Trump. It's bigly. It's
Are you gonna tell about your part?
What was my part? I don't.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to
You're not
do that part.
Oh, so what Erica is not telling you is that Erica is going to be interviewed about this young lady because, of course, we don't want to show her on camera or put her information out, but she will be interviewed about her and interviewed about the experience of being a domestic violence survivor. I think that's very powerful for Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Yes.
For somebody else to walk in the shoes and understand what survivors go through.
I'm just thankful to serve. I'm really thankful to serve. I am. And it's all God. Because I tell people all the time, like, what I do is not me, it's all ministry. And this is really ministry. It's helping those who can't help themselves. and shedding light.
So thank you for doing that for us, Erica. We
Yes.
appreciate you.
Look, don't make me say some stuff on air I don't want to say. Hire me.
Yeah.
Hire me. No.
You just go over there and set up office.
I'm just going to show up one day like, I need a badge.
You need an office. You need a uniform.
I don't want no uniform.
No, just
that
a
uniform
badge in
looks
the
so
office.
uncomfortable. And that
Yeah.
big ass gun, I'm good.
A badge in the office then.
Yeah. This is that part.
Set it up.
And a title.
Oh, yeah,
And a
definitely.
paycheck.
Oh, definitely that.
All of that.
So, Commander.
I'm so mad she's
I'm
not.
listening.
Look, she's like, I'm listening. I'm so mad she's not on video so she could just see me being a fool.
Yeah.
But I am serious. Paycheck.
I think she know you serious.
She know I am. I mean, I have some questions. You know, what good is a DV unit without a DV advocate?
That's it. Period. As the kids say.
That's it. Period.
Period.
So, but yeah, I'm very excited.
I'm still waiting. I'm supposed to get another advocate. I haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, I've been behind the scenes fussing about that too.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that the 9th, 5th, and 7th don't have a full-time advocate. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible. The numbers are so high, it's impossible. So we most definitely got to work together to get that done.
Yeah.
And COVID is no excuse.
It's not.
Another
It's
thing
worse.
too, Erica, we definitely want the domestic violence and the breast cancer awareness car is traveling each precinct throughout the city. And of course, we're raising money for domestic violence awareness, so we're going to give it to the YWCA shelter.
Yeah.
And of course, for the American Cancer Society. So anybody who wants to contribute, they'll be traveling the city. One is on the east and one is on the west, and they alternate. So we'll be driving around the city for the rest of the month.
I was wondering if there was like an online link where people can
for
just
people to
donate.
give. Yeah. Like, is there a GoFundMe
Detroit
or give it a
Detroit
$5?
Public Safety Foundation.
Okay.
Detroit Public Safety Foundation. Is that .org or
Yep.
.com?
I think it's .org. Detroit Public Safety Foundation. Patty Kukula is the representative who be tasked with that and collect the funds.
That's beautiful. Most definitely. So that has to get done. The effort of the Detroit Police Department to expand the awareness of breast cancer and domestic violence should not ever be shaded.
Yeah.
You know, people talk a lot of crap about quote unquote officers,
Yes.
right? But I don't think they really realize the sacrifices and the initiatives and efforts that we have here in Detroit. Like, we have some of the best
Yes.
here in Detroit. And our chief is doing everything to make sure that all the bad apples are removed.
He is.
What'd you say?
I didn't say nothing.
But he is. So if you're a bad apple, you got to go.
Yeah.
No, I was actually, it popped up on Facebook Live, and I could hear you talking from earlier, and I turned it down.
See, I told you. You got to turn it down. But that's okay. So, what else did I want to talk about? Women in leadership. What advice do you have for women that are in a potential leadership role that have aspiring goals? How do you motivate them? What advice would you give them to keep climbing the ranks to accomplish their goals? Because you've done some phenomenal things.
You know, I guess it just depends on who people really like for a mentor. I think mentoring is very important. You know, there's only probably one or two women, maybe throughout my career, that, you know, try to help me out. And I think it's very important as women in leadership to give back to other women. That's like really paramount, you know, when you're a leader. And so some of the things, you know, it just depends on what their career goals are. I always try to encourage other women to go back to school and get their education. You know, it's some mentees I have, they just like me. And some of the issues I had when I was a young police officer, I tell them don't do it because I've been down that path. So I try to make sure that they don't make some of the mistakes that I made. I try to make sure I'm always a lending ear, and I try to make sure that I'm understanding because there are different things and people go through different trials and tribulations throughout their life. And so sometimes you have to be patient and listen instead of always advising. You got to make sure that you're a listening ear as well. for other people that you're trying to mentor. But for women that's aspiring, I would love to get, I want them to have a female mentor and or a person outside of their workplace too. So have a person on the job and then have somebody outside of the
That's
job
real.
because somebody outside the job is going to give you a different perspective than somebody that's in the same field. And then you always want to be having your mind expanding to continue to grow in that leadership role.
That's real. That's real. Carly, you have any thoughts? Any closing thoughts?
Well, I wanted you to know that you are one of my favorites, which you already know, in the whole entire world. But I just wanted to say again how much we appreciate you, your efforts, your tenacity, your just everything you have done to make people feel better. Especially women in our situations, domestic violence. So you took like the lead on that, and you made it possible. You made it happen, and you made it recognizable in the city of Detroit. So I can't say enough how much I appreciate you, how much I love you, how much I love being in your company. You know how down to earth you are, and just everything. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you.
I love y'all too. Y'all so sweet.
Are you gonna cry? I always ask you, are you
She
gonna
cried
cry?
the last time
She,
we were
she
together.
cried a little bit.
Yeah.
Got a little bit in her cup. Any closing words, Commander Russell?
No, it's just been a great time, and I'm always happy to come and offer any advice or any experience, and I just appreciate you for having me on the show. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you being here. This is phenomenal. This is huge. It really is. It's groundbreaking. I mean, again, that partnership to peace is what we're doing right now. So although we couldn't do what we did last year in person, I think this is an extension of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Having Carla here, having you here, and talking about community efforts and the importance of domestic violence and breast cancer awareness.
Yeah.
And having those cars wrapped and circulating the city. I just feel like this is the least that we could do. And I appreciate you for carving out some time for little old me.
Yes.
Yeah, for little old me. And the single mommy hustle.
Absolutely.
And I hope that other women who are listening and watching, single mothers or just single women who may not have children, that you can look at Commander Russell, myself, and Carla. With whatever your circumstance is, you can achieve your goals. Commander Russell has done, Commander Russell has done amazing things.
Yes.
And it's possible for all of us. I can only imagine the struggle that she's had, coming up through the ranks in a male-dominated system, and still being able to accomplish her goals and show up and show out, and look good doing it.
Yeah.
Because, see, y'all looking at this picture right here, but Boo is fine.
Fine.
Don't look into them eyes too long.
Super
You'll be like, what you
duper
need me to do?
Super duper fine.
But I'm thankful. I'm very thankful. All jokes aside, I'm very thankful to have ever met her and to work with her, ongoing. And I hope that this relationship does continue.
Yeah.
It's been good. It's been good for me. It's been good
Well,
for you.
thank you, ladies. That's so flattering. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. So as we come to a close, I just want to say for our Pink and Purple Month, we have some great things coming up in the next coming weeks. Next week, we have Shacrise Miles from Transition 123. We have Lachetta Williams with the House of Cadence.
Okay.
And then I have some special guest hosts coming in.
Yay.
I'm not going to reveal it now, but I'm so excited.
Watch the page.
I'm so excited. I just confirmed today with 2 people who are doing something amazing in honor of Pink.
Yeah.
Or Pinky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yes.
And so I just
go
want
follow Single Mommy Hustle.
most definitely follow Single Mommy Hustle on Instagram and Facebook. You can also find us on YouTube for our full first season. And then the last Thursday this month, for Pink and Purple Month, we will have one of my mentors and several people's mentors in domestic violence work, Miss Sheila Umi Hankins. The bomb.
Yes.
You do not
Absolutely.
want to miss her. And one of my sisters in the work, Miss Eloise Cepeda,
Okay.
and she's in Texas.
Okay.
So she'll be coming on
Sounds
with
wonderful.
us.
Can't wait.
Eloise, baby,
Can't
bad
wait.
to the bone. She don't play no games. And she has assisted some survivors here in Detroit
All the
with
way from
relocating
Texas.
to Texas. I love her to
That's
death.
awesome.
And then I talked to one of my favorite people, Mr. Lazar Favors.
Aw.
Uncle Favors, you know I love
Uncle
you.
Favors.
It's my ex-boyfriend's uncle, but he really my uncle.
He our uncle.
He our uncle. Bump the ex. I inherited him. So with Uncle Near's Whiskey and the Detroit Film Festival, he'll be here with us on the first Thursday in November. So I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who tuned in.
Yes.
It's the Single Mommy Hustle.
The Single Mommy Hustle. Go follow.